Gizmøtics wants to know why people hate on flat dreads. So, it's true, it is. People do seem to kind of dislike flat dreads. Hate might be a strong word. Actually, maybe not. A few years ago I did actually do a video specifically on flat dreads, how they form and how to avoid them, just because so many people were sending questions like, my dreads are going flat, how do you stop it? I don't know why people specifically hate flat dreads. I think there are some flat-ish dreads out there that look really great. Some people with some great looking sets of dreads where the dreads aren't perfectly rounded. I think it's all to taste, really, isn't it? And it's also kind of depends how much, if it's like pancake flat or just kind of thick-ish. It's all down to the taste of the person who's growing them or doing the judging of the dreads. I think there's a bit of a panic when it comes to flat dreads because people want to kind of, I don't know, in general, I'm generalizing obviously because different people want different types of dreads, but I would say the most common is people want kind of sort of round dreads. I think that's sort of the most aesthetically desirable sort of dreadlock style that people are looking for when it comes to kind of the shape of the dreads. And when there are flat dreads, they're kind of seen as not being in keeping with what most people are looking for or expecting. And flat dreads also tend to not be uniform across the whole head. You will generally find flat dreads kind of on the bits of your head that you sleep on. When you have young dreads and they're still soft, they're more likely to get squashed down a bit while you're being while you're sleeping on them. And so you might have dreads that look one way at the front that aren't being slept on, and the flat ones at the back, and people don't necessarily want that variation. And also there's, I guess, kind of that extreme look that people are concerned that if the dreads are going flat, you're just one small step away from just having a huge giant beaver tail on the side of your head, which is not the case, but I think some people have that panic at the back of their mind. There's nothing inherently wrong with having flat dreads. It's all just hair. Sometimes it's formed more round, sometimes it's flatter. It depends on sort of the shape of the section. If you've had multiple dreads congo together, so making the section wider, you're more likely to have flatter dreads. If you've free-formed your dreadlocks so your sections are kind of wild, more likely to have flatter dreads. If you're really concerned about flat dreads, if it's something you don't want, if you're one of those flat dread haters, then yeah, you want to make sure that your section sizes are not like, they don't have to be square or triangle, they just have to be sort of even on each side, so not a lot wider in one direction than the other. And then just, you can palm roll the dreads while they're young to try and keep them to a more rounded shape. Palm rolling doesn't necessarily have the greatest sort of long-term effect on the dreads, but it can help keep them in a more rounded shape until you sleep on them again and they get flattened out. And dreads can kind of stay in that sort of semi-flat state until they're mature and tougher, and you know, like once they're mature, like you can't squash them back flat again. They're just kind of, they're the shape that they are. I don't know if that answered your question at all. I can't tell you specifically why specific people hate on flat dreads. I just think it's, you know, just not necessarily in keeping with the stereotypical aesthetic look that a lot of people are looking for, which is fine for some people, not so fine for others. Hope that helped in some way. If you enjoyed this quick Q&A video, do consider giving it a quick like. If we get we'll be on with 300. If we get another 300 likes on this video, there will be another Q&A video next week, same time, answering one of you guys' questions. If we don't get 300 likes, then everything goes black, and that's the end of it. Maybe we should get more optimistic. Like, if we get 30,000 likes, which obviously we won't, because this is a very small niche channel for a very small niche, very specific topic. 300 likes. 300 likes, otherwise I'll stay in bed. And I thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again next time. Farewell!